Hello guys, welcome. In this video we are going to use our first Cypress command, and we will start with a typical step 1, and that is loading an URL inside the browser. And for that we can use a function called visit. As you can see, Cypress is using very good function names, so it's almost like a reading and English words. So let's go to our text editor, and first let's delete these describe blocks, and we will create a new ones from scratch. So let's create a describe block and let's give it a short description, something like browser actions. And inside that, let's create our first it. And the first test we should do here is something called should load correct URL. And here, if you want to use any Cypress command, you have to always start with the cy dot. And as you can see, the intelligent code completion is already giving us options what we can use. So if we scroll down, you can see that we have a function called visit. So let's call it. And as you can see, we need to pass some options. And the first option is URL address. And for this example, I'm gonna use a simple web page called example.com. So let's copy paste the URL and paste it here. And now if we save it and we open the Cypress UI with command cy.open, and now if we click on the simple spec.js, as you can see, it has started the test, and on the right side we can see that the example.com was successfully loaded. And as you can see, should load correct URL, and the test has visited the example.com. So as you can see, it's working, and loading a URL and visiting some different pages is very simple. And let me just close it for now. And of course you can pass some options to this function, and one important option that you can use very often is a timeout, because a typical timeout is 30 seconds and you have two options. You can specify the default timeout and override this value in Cypress JSON, but let's keep it for later. Or you can do it locally inside the function. So here, for example, I can specify it as a 10, which means that this function will only wait up to 10 seconds before it throws an error that the loading was not successful. So let's now to test it again. So npm run cy open. And click on the simple spec.js. And you can see everything is still working fine. But if there was a situation that this web page would take more than 10 seconds to load, it will mark the test as failed and it will throw and navigation timeout error. And I think that's it. We can stop it. Let's clear the terminal. And that's it. You have write your first test using Cypress commands. And in the next videos, I'm gonna show you some more options which you can do, such as going forward, backwards, etc. And then we will slowly start adding more and more browser interactions. So see you there.